Good morning, my fellow YouTubers. So, dating a narcissist is, the way I was hoodwinked into doing it several times is I would think, yeah, we have a lot of fights, but we also have a lot of good times, and so it's just we have a lot of passion in this relationship. And that's the thinking I had that would allow me to stay in a relationship, a romantic relationship with a narcissist for extended periods of time. Because I would think about Latin blood people, like Italians, they'll have big blow-ups regularly. Like you might live next to an Italian family and like 2 or 3 times a week, you think there's like huge arguments going on, and you might go over to the house during one of these blow-ups and knock on the door and everyone's fine. They invite you in, they're cordial, they're happy to see you, they ask you if you want some coffee or water, and you're like, okay, so this family operates differently. And that's what I was thinking. It's like, okay, so I'm just a passionate person, she's a passionate person. And, like one of the most blaring narcissists I dated for 3 years, she would always be late. And this was before the era of cell phones. But, I would say, well, when you were leaving your store that she worked at, did you see what time it was? And of course I'd get different answers. But my line of logic was always like, call me when you're leaving. Whether you're going to be 15 minutes late, 15 minutes early, 30 minutes late, an hour and a half late. I mean, sometimes she'd show up 2 hours late with no phone call and expect me not to be mad, no cell phones, So I'd have the work number, but the policy was don't call my work. I'm trying to become manager, and if my manager sees me getting a personal phone call from anyone other than my parents with a family emergency, it's a big red flag. So just don't ever call my work. But of course I would, like when she's running 2 hours late, I'd call her work. But usually at that time, the work location was closed already. So, but what you get, I'm sorry to ramble off topic a little bit, but what you get is a lot of this push and pull and a lot of this threatening breaking up and a lot of this actually telling you, okay, that's it, we're broken up. And then testing you on how long you can go without chasing them, because that's what they want, right? They want to be chased. They want to feel sought after. They want to feel lusted after. They want to feel that you're in misery because they slam that door on you. So what you got to do is, and you're more vulnerable because of that love bombing in the initial phases of the relationship. So you can't think straight. You can't go more than 5 minutes without reaching for that phone, thinking about calling. And you're just a mess. You can't eat right, you can't sleep right, you've either lost your appetite or you're eating too much, so everything's going haywire, and you're noticing like you're putting on some pounds, you're getting some bags under your eyes, some of the pizza boxes and trash around the house or the apartment have been piling up. So you see these indicators telling you you're not dealing with this well. And so you want to call the person and patch things up and get things back together so that you can carry on your life with some semblance of, productivity and motivation, focus, and so on and so forth. But that's what they want. So you've got to be strong. Whether you need a therapist, whether you need to call your mom and cry on her shoulder, or talk to a friend, go out and have a couple beers or two with a friend and talk about how hard it is trying to have a relationship with this person. And if it's a good friend, they'll probably tell you, love isn't supposed to be this much work, especially when you're young and just dating, you know? I mean, marriage with both parents having jobs and kids in elementary school, that's a different subject. You've got a lot of reason to vent and say, why aren't you doing your share? I'm doing this and that. And then these heated arguments happen. But when you're just in your teens or 20s and you're just dating a girl, it shouldn't be so painful. I mean, what are you guys doing together? You're trying to have fun together. If you can't get along when your only job is to have fun together, it's time to look for someone else, right? Because you need that solid foundation built on love and appreciation and respect, so that if you do get married and try to raise kids and have a two-career family, you built that house on a solid foundation. So when the storms come, it's not going to get pushed down the river like that house that's built on sand. So it's that constant push and pull. And, it's not only in relationships, romantic relationships with that constant push and pull. It's in platonic relationships. It's in relationships with family members. These narcissists, they want to see that you're missing them. They want to see that you're hurting. They want to see that you're pursuing them so that they feel in control, sought after, adored, lusted after, all these weird things. You got to feel sorry for them. Just think, if you couldn't regulate your own emotions and the only way you could feel of value is if someone's petting you, complimenting you verbally, so on and so forth. But yeah, so it's not a relationship that's ever going to work out, and you have to accept that anyone can have a good time together, and that, yeah, you did feel strong feelings of love, but buttons were being pushed on purpose. Okay, if I push A, then D, then C, then B, if I push these exact buttons in this exact sequence, I'm going to own his heart. So it was all manicured. It was all planned out. And if someone's playing these games, and even after 3 years of dating, they can never do one simple thing that you're asking, like, so far as me, call me when you're leaving work. If you're going to be early, if you're going to be late, I don't care. Just please call me when you're leaving work. Obviously, cell phones, they could just call once they get in the car on the dashboard with Bluetooth, and that's what we would do now, or just send a text. Okay, I'm a little delayed. I'm leaving work 15, 20 minutes later than I wanted to, so I'll probably be at your place 15 or 20 minutes late. Just enjoy a sitcom or something. I'll be there as soon as I can. Anyways, there's my take on push and pull, and that great desire to be chased and to feel like they have a lure and desirability. And no matter how many times they stab you in the back and really cause you emotional distress, on purpose, obviously, very clearly on purpose, and they think no matter what, you'll always come back, you'll always be available. I got a text message from an ex-girlfriend just like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I hadn't heard from in years. And she texts me, I didn't even have her phone number anymore. I had to say, who is this? But, just asking how my dog is, she just wanted an in to see if I was still open and available psychologically to her. God bless. Leave a message. Have a good day. Hit like. Share this video.